Florida. Are you guys getting
Yes,
by
the
the
hurricane is, yeah,
hurricane?
a little bit part of it, the rain and
Oh,
yeah. Mm.
Okay, so we're live now.
Yep.
I'm hearing this.
Great. The international appeal of the World Wrestling Federation. Great superstars coming from literally all four corners of the globe. Good example, good case in point. This man from the South Pacific island of Tonga. He is Haku. Tonight, right?
Who was the greatest badass in the European?
Haku, for sure.
Who would win in a fight? Meng versus Brock Lesnar. That's
What's on Haku?
Haku?
Yeah.
Class man. Class man. Toughest man I've ever met in my life. But he's a real good heart for people.
King Tonga, to let you know, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you have a chance to go to hell instead, you might as well go to hell because he's unbelievable.
Could you share her a little bit?
Yeah, we're gonna take 10 guys to beat him. He go to you like a dose of his
Yes, sir.
Pag yung tukang
He was a tough guy.
tabu, pag itong ako to European, mamapitan yan.
Wait a minute. This television.
Then I'm out getting it, up here and get hot, get it for dollar gay, from a Craig Valentine.
We're televised. English, please. Somebody years ago, 14 jump for that. Nothing but.
hold on.
Wow.
Wow.
That was nice.
Yeah, very nice. Thank you. Thank you.
Well-
Thank you.
Okay.
It's a pleasure and an honor for us to have you as our guest tonight at our program. This is just a conversation just to get to know you a little bit more. I know a lot of our fans out there know about you, but they have not seen you or talked to you about where you're at with your life now. I know that you left Tonga as a young man going to Japan to become a sumo wrestler, and you have done that and came here to the United States and become a big time wrestler here in the United States. And I know people are dying to find out about you, where you're at with your life now, and how you became a big time wrestler here in America. And we're proud. We're proud of what you have done, where you're at with your life, and I think a lot of people speak highly of you, of who you are as a man, to even the people that you work with have a lot of respect for yourself. The way just when they talk about you, when they bring up your name, King Haku, it's they can tell that there's a lot of respect there for you. So I just want to welcome you to this our program. We're just talking. That's it. We're nothing to to worry about. We'll just talk and ask some question and we'll go from there. But welcome to our program, and just want to ask you a question. There's some people's going to ask you some question if they come on, but welcome to our program.
Thank you. Tapu mo whareha mo heo fo. Tapu mo ho eiki. Patapu hoki ha mata apure. Mo tonga ko toa pe. Tonga ka ma. A tapa ke o mahamani. Ange koia ko ki mautoru. O mai me I tonga ke o whakafofonga o tau whonua I siapani. Mahalo e pe aho te motoki nau si ai ho tau. O alu koe tau pia te whakaukau ngā mahu inga ia ange ki ngai mea na tau tupu hake ai. Na tau ki whonua na tau o mai ai, ngai uhinga ke kehe na tau o mai si e tau whangatamai ma tau whangawhae. O whakapae whonuani ko hihi ka sio ki o tau kahau. Pena e pehe tapu pa mo e la aku o mama o atu ai vi sone atu pou wha I e sio atu ngai ahoni. Ki hono kakai pa mo e waa ko ia mo siapani. Pena o mai ko ki mautoru ke mau whawhungai. Ko au tonga uri whiwhita pa mo la tu waiwaka. Alan wharewai me ha te iho ko la tu waiwaka me kolo motua. Pea mo moren tau ki uwea. Kai puke a moren I tau ki uwea e minister polisi. Ke tangata eni na e kareni ti ia lahi au pita. Na aka pulu, pea tenisi, pea volleyball, ngai mea ke pe. Keke, koe vi sone ia tau whahau tu pou wha. La ko mau atu. Pea mou ilo I ko toa pe ai wā ko ia siapani pia motonga I he ngahe ahoni. Whawhiwhia au pita ka te au. Ko hika tawha ako ia. Keu whakarea mua ka moto pa ki he tonga ko toa pe. Ai vi sone ko ia. Ai au tau sio ki ai ai whakawhiwhia o ka wakapuru. Ai ngai scholarship o ku koloa ia ai a tonga. E ngai vi sone ko ia. Taha ngai vi sone a tau whaadu po wha. Ai a goia nei siapani. A goia te urea me ai e ta wha ko ia. Ko mana tu I lere I pēa tangata kona e ura ka wangi scholarship ako. A hopoi ta aone pēa mo nofo muri. Pēa kuna kei ai a nofo muri mari ai. Ka ko hopoi o ki Australia, o ko tui, o ko hopoi mahalo I he akapuru, rugby. I he, o ngā awe mo ki nau tōwai, e nai ki tawai ki motua o te hina. O nau whilongaki, ko tatafu, ko iai, e ngai whakaukau ko iau tau shirt kenga aon pa ko fia ai. Tu ke whoki te whakoeni Amerikani. Ko koe tono e na timanoa e ka whiohi taimi koe kamataha ke e whangatua ke hu mai mi koris alu he agapuru. E ongo ko ia kia te hau. Moksio ki tō tupu e honi. Mai ka kai ko toa, tau whanongoa, se nau whei lau lau, e nau mo ui, ko hi ke tau wau sia, ai ngai ako ni, tau wau sia,
Yeah.
sio atu ko mo ngai fofonga, tau whitānoa aki he mea koen.
Koe.
Ka mālo mai mean, ki tau whi sio whaki ai, ko
Oh,
whai
yeah.
he whi po tānoa aki. Tau whi ilonga ki ai, ko tau ngai tupu anga, ai sika kai koe ane nā womi, ki mo e aki tau tō.
Koe.
Whawhi whia au ki ngai, i sio takai holo e ngai mea e maamunga e nau TV mo e mea, whawhi whia au bita sio ki si, whaameri kau fusi, e kai te whakalau atu e, mo o si ilo i kotoa pe, ka koe ngai Talanoa koe, o wau whakapasifiki,
Oh, yeah.
ka koe pea o kou whawhi whia mo reat ka mo tolu, ka koe Timanoa, ka mo Kalomie, ka mo William Hano, se kona me e, whawhi whia o bita, congratulations, ke mo whai mea koe ni, ke tau whilonga ke. Kai benga rea te au, mo tō masiva ko au, ka lava ai e, tō tupu, lava ai ta mai kona e whae rei Amerikani, ke nau whanongoa, ai ngahi, whenga se kakai mua koe ni a tau tō.
Yeah.
King Haku o whie tō behene ki whakamarewa ni uongo kia te au. Taimina ke tāho whatawhata. E kou ilo, koe tawataha koe kau paionia. Na mo omi ho tau ki whanua tuku ki lang. Hange koe visone ai la a kua mama watu. Mo wha. Kia te au, i he tupu hake, nau tupu hake mo timi i Hawaii.
Koe.
Na mau ki hu mai ane nai pa ma Talanoa. Na wanga mention ange, e ma tupu hake Hawaii ko Jimmy Snuka. Ko e ofi taha mai pea ke ki tau tolu.
Koe, au bit.
Pea, o wale pe ke hu hake. Koe ke ilo e mau fia. Aki mau tolu tonga. He sio o guai taha. Koe tonga. O kune i heni he malae. Pea, koe uhinga pea e ku whaoha atu King Haku. Koe honga ia. Moe fia i he ngahi mea na mo lawaki i he malae koe na mo iai. O to'o ai ho tau ki i motu o tuku ki he mape o mamani. Na e toki ki mui mai e tau ange ko Tim mo vai e akapuru mo e.
Yeah.
Ka na ke kau koe i he kau paionia na mo mua mai o tuku a tonga ki he mape. Pea ku kai ke oho vare. Ka ko fia o hanga tuku mai ko e visona pe mo ngā ue ia ai la a o mama o atu o wha. O tau lawe ko toa ai. Hange koe mea koe na na ko loa iaia te manoa i he mala e futbolo. Waiska hema. Ka ko whiwhihu i atu pe ki he taimi koe na ke kamakamata ai. Koe ha mea i o ko mahino ai kautama sumo ki mua mo e ha fua na mo mui ki ai. Kana u nofu hifu foi ahane fiha e ku lau peho historia. And I am amazed at the type of koe lau ko attitude. Before the game or before your matches, you did not want nobody around you. You had to get yourself in a zone. And man, Lord help the guy that comes and tries to disturb you before a match, when you're in that zone. Tell us those things He taimi koe ni koe o ke ku'uai o ke pehe koe tonga koe. Ko hu ke malae o ke whapuponga I ki tau tau. Tell us how that feels, King Haku.
Malo. Yo, ke hono mo nien. Tau o mai mi tonga o tau tui o tua.
Koe.
Tau lotu, whaamiri. Tau lotu. Sāpati, tau lotu. Taimi ko toa pēu mauai. Pēnei pehe e kumoui. Ke tupunga ai mau gweni whaamari e. He lotu. O mai e hok whaamari e. Ka koe nofo ko ia, mo tau mua, ai koe pē tau rea aki, o tua mo tonga, o tau tofia. Ka te tāna ki atu ki ai korisi na lere mai me ai, mate maa tonga. Mate maa tonga. Onga foi tū ko ia, ka mo sio ko ia koe ki he vi sone, ko ko ana ngoi o ku koe ke uhanga fra Tokyo family. Ko o mai au he tamatui. Ke hoko e tangata ngā aue mai whunua. Koe ha e tau mea e ma. Ai ongo. Pe koe ha pe ke whawhawhangai a tonga. Ka koe moni ia o tua mo tonga ko hoku tofia. Te umate ma tonga. Koe mukataki. Ka koe uhinga ia. Ko tangu tuko ni aho ni. O ko urea aki ko uhi. Ko ofa. Ke hatu ihi. Mo ofa. Ke hoku whunua. Mona pito ki am. Tim Carlo.
One.
Ka honga e ko ia. He kai. Te ulawa ke whamatala. Ka te whamatala aki. Aki hoku loto ko toa. Koe. Koe mo ni ia. Koe lotu. Nā ne hanga o ne kei. Whakamui a hoi ahaundi. Mō si ilo pe. Wanoa. Mono ngahi. Kakala e wanoa. A drugs. Mo ngahi mea ko toa ia.
Yeah.
Hao pe. Ni kia ha mea. Ko hige. Kei ngata pe. Maha si lotu mai. Ai whangakui. Lotu mai whangawhae. Ve mone o pito. Ai mea ea ko pōre ake tau tui o tua. O tau whunua. Ka koe mea mone o pito. Ki manoa e William Mokao. Kui. Kono kau ngā mea rei. Ai kui o ti manoa. Nā o mai koe ni o whaiwhikau pūre I korofou. Anga pia whaamiri kia ti mauto. Miguelani. Stephen Manoa. Ke ngai mea pehe ai lotu ko ia ne o mai aki au. Ke osi hako. Ke lava ha mea. Ko mea pēni koe nai mau ake a iwi mo mālahui mo whakau ki ako nai mau. Koe ofa e o tua o whaka māma mai e ngai hala ko toa pēke o fōwai.
Oia. Ko tui be Carl Tim mo King Haku. Oku tau lau kau ake mea koe ako. Ka te upi e tau mai e rea ai tangata basketball o ni NBA Charles Barkley. Nai hange na e hanga he kau whai New Zealand mo kau whai ongo o tuku hifo e takatahani. Koe hui na kai ke osi mahalo ne ako. Mandui na e ki tau pe ua he korisi pe aulagre vai e NBA. Ka koe rea e takataha koe ni pau kai ke whi tuku hifo a ki nau tolu o kumau matai tohi he ako mo. Ka koe rea a Charles na ni pehe. I don't have the degrees, but I have people with degrees working for me. I don't have the degrees, but I have people with degrees working for me. Ka ko tui ko koro ai au tau mai ki he whanuani American, ka ma Australia, Sila. Si ma wai ho tau ngahi whainga maari. Ka i he ku i he ta whangi Talanoa kon whai Facebook a mo mea. O ko realize o ku kei I Florida. Pea ko whanua I used to work there. Na whaalato whai ngā ue ai. I he kautaha na mau. I so reiki bega na maatu whai ngā ue Orlando, Miami. Ka ku kia te au e ku lau hifo historia na e aluatua at The Rock, ai ha moa koe ni o whaki atu ho lori. Mane mea ofa kia te koe. Tala mai ange mo historia mo e tangata koe ni, ko tangata ilo ani mamani. At Rock. Pea koe ha uhinga ene o atu ai lori.
Malo. Ka inga fuki e tātau, tō tare tau tupua ke kālo ke ilo pe. Ka I te whamatala whiwhiau ke ilo angi a mautou toko tōru. Kako mautou koe pilo pe mo Tim, hatau historia mo kau haa moa. Tare tau tupuhaki. Pena tau sioko lope Hawaii. Kai ke ai tawhaku ia. Me ka hoa moa I Hawaii. O whare. Iau e ka hoa moa. Mana tui ke taimna hoa ai. Ke sio mai kau tonga e ki au. Koe nau lea o pehe. O kai ke mo oni whangatua. Wow. Na kei ki fupo upoi ke whea ui hei kau tonga. Wow. Koe si kau hoa moa ne na honga pupo iau. Te whangatua au I loto kai fuhu si kau hoa moa I tu. I LA, pe ko whepe whetu nau ia, I tau te whiriki I LA.
Koe.
Koe mō ni. Pea, hau koen ki he, mea mau whiloa ki heni, fufua whiloa ki heni tempa. Pea mō High Chief Peter Maivia mō no Mari Lia, kuna si marolo at. Pea nā mau o sio mai ki a Rocky Johnson mō Ata Maivia, pea mō Dwayne Johnson. Ki tolua, Rocky lere takai horo. Tau lofa toa ma hiupe e. Mau whiloa ki ai, koe hau a Rocky Johnson o ilo ko au koe motu. Kai ene be mai puke haa moa puke tonga, pane si awe le wau, ki ono api ke whiloa ki. Kau e mafufua whiloa ki mo ata. Whae goa Dwayne Johnson. Pea mo Dwayne. O re tau mea whaka porintia, hoko ko hoku tū whiwhine. Wow. E ta whaki pehe. Ka koe ma lere mai koe au. Ka koe au koen ki he whai koe whangatua. O tā mai, a ke rewa Rocky Johnson, Peter Maivia, ke hoko koe promota I Hawaii. Ka mo na partner, ka mo Steve Ricard from New Zealand. O tā mai rewa kumi au ke whoki angi o ngā ue ki ai, whangatua ki a. Ka koe mea koe ia, Ka uo atu. Ike a paangai e mao I Hawaii I taimu koe au ke koe mea ko toa pe whoki mo ilo tau langa langa ki o lunga. Kena ike a I ha tāla. Tau whai pe mea ko toa hangi koe tau nofo I tonga. E ngā ue. Whai ke osi. Whai ake o tau iwi. Pena e pehe. Ka kou tui o hange pe koe nai tau lau kei. Ko tau monu. Ko haina ne ilo e tataki ai o tua. I ho tau hala. Me aho koe au ki ngai au. Ka koe alatu koe ia. Koe alatu koe ke ngāwe ko ke te ni ko ngāwe whatauka ke ahoni. Ka ko awa tu ko ma ko foundation ona ko ya ko ngāwe ki ai. O alma be ta ko toa. Ke o mai ha ne sign autograph o whaiwa na toke au si mai pe ko whaiwa mo ne ngahi mea me whangatua me mea pehe. Ko ala dia ta ke o mai mea. Ka mai ata o ku toki au mai Dwayne Jones. Ka tā mai ki utarian. O sea te hoa, tā mai. Koe ni ku tā mai o ku whamahasino ka toki lere mai. Koe ni tala mai he. O sea nge mana ku iai mo ata hoa mahara whae utari gau. Ka ora pe uasian. Ang pe whuki o mai loto whare maua. O mau tangutu e Talanoa. Taluange, o tāta moe, taunanga, kālo. O se ngai futau lahi koe ni. Alu, wau ki koe ni koe et whaiwa. Te ki a mau taimi, Talanoa, ke mau tangutu, Koe alange mau pē, range koe ni mau whatahatahat ke apen whae. O whai ki a Thanksgiving pe Christmas. Koe na anga pe koe a, whai mau lotu, whai Dwayne Johnson e mau lotu. O se pe koe ia whai Talanoa whiloa ki, see you guys later. Puri atu, na pehe ene. Ka koe whai aho koe ni mau tangutu, whai whiawhia o bida mau tangutu Talanoa mana o se hangi mana na wia i hoa walu.
Wow.
Ka koe ne whai koe me a koe pa ne pehe mai. Angola. O ku haka, o ke ngawe koe whai, ka we taim koe nau ngawe ke Toyota. Tamai, awa nge ke mahua tia mo ata mui at ki ai. Tamai, siange ki he lori koe ni. Ko wilo koe 40. Ka koe siange pe ke sai ai, mea pa siat pe fugau, lori whakafofa. Ne whakawaha ke matapa, mea. Wau whaat koe matupe mo ata. Păi eu também o lahi que lahi mea keng I go bad we gonna tamai na pe mo saia he 40 e tai mi ko ma fa uri fa takai ho mo mea fa uri fuga rogi ene mea na ia me alere aku ba go pa ia duen go lu takai ho go fa o si we ba pe mai ko ilo ke te ngā ue ke 40, kau ngā ke Toyota. Ko mea lere ko ni ko mea lere au. Ka koe whai au ko ia, ma whesio whak mo ata. Kau te matasio ki ia, mo matasio ko te ata ko kaulo tangi ko ata, Again, e tau mea whakatonga, whakahamoa, whakapolisia, Asi whaofua ata. Hene fia, fia fuga aku. Koe mea lere, ke tala mai. Tuku pe mua, ke uhanga, ke toki o atu. Oko te wholau au ki siapani, e taim koea me whanau, kona whangatua whoki. Pau alu au, ke tau tānge mau pe, o tarangi ko whē, whitu o kia e lori. Ta koe une hanga e au whakawhonu mea ko toa pe I he lori.
Wow.
Ka hape koe mea koe. Ka ausi koe a ko te whoki mai me sia pani u tāng. Koe ni, koe lori en ku mau. Ka koe ni e whakaheka e tow truck o atu. Ko pe tupe ke tukala tua whakauri mai. Na mai kai tuke vai mo atu te walo e ala. Ko os, ko tu fia ne fai finga ke he mea ko fia mau. Ka koe nau tuki lava ai ni vete o atu. Kau tai malo pe ke te tuke walo mai, te tuke o mai ai rewa tuku mai he whainga maari
Koe.
Ka koe whoki mai koe me sia pania hau ki heo lereango ku Whimotoa ko whiwhinea, wika e lala, o mai ka pe taman, tō ate furorin. Au te foki ki mea ko ia viam. Tim o kau. Ko munu
Yeah.
o e tau lotu. Koe ki tau sio ki a paanga pe ko a mea. Koe pe mai pe ngā awe. Te whai ngā awe, ke la waia. Koe ndilo, ka ke, o tau sio, o kou sio ki ai. O ke mea katoa ko ia, se mau. Koe kalusi whai mau mui. Mo high chief Peter mai via mo no family I Hawaii ke mea koe. Sioangi ke whenga ko ia mo e lotu ai ongo kui mo e mau whakatahataha koe he tem koe Hawaii. Koe mo sioangi. Koe we fear Dwayne Johnson. Top of the
He's
world.
on top of the world.
Yeah, sure is.
Koe neongo mea ko toa ka koe hau ko toa koe lotu.
Yeah.
Ai ofa mo ngā ue la. Kalu se whai, mo ui, ko hika ka au sio pe koe ki aia. Tuene aho ni. Whawhiwhia o pita. Ka koe, te whawhiwhia lahi taki a te au. Ko tau konga ko ia, mai si kau haa mua.
Yeah.
Whawhiwhia o pita. Ke te au e tau whio. Sai au pita vai nu sila. Koe ke, ko en tau ko mau wā mai kau whangatua, haa mua, mahino ki au.
Mahino.
Ko nau tōne nau hanga, o taki mua mai ai ala. Ko nau tōne tā wāo. Kaki mau tōko ni mui. Ka koe ni ku mau hien, hoko atu mea. Ko e whāpāpai ki nau tō, ko e tatau mai ha. Ie mō. Ange koe na koe, whilo ke me, tamai ki aka pulu, sarea mua mo kalasi koe e taimi koe. Ko whia pito. Tau sio ko tau konga. Tau toto. Ko snuka e me ie. Ke ngai mea pe, tān mora ko me I Hawaii, King Curtis, kau tama ko ia, tau whakataha mai te mpe, whawawawhabito Haku, dressing room, I he mau tangutu, mau talanoa, mau wawa, whakamotu, peku sa ia kau pāki, ke kako whia pe, e ngai munu, tama ko ia.
I know Tim and Carlos are anxious to ask some questions, but I want to read this thing off of our Facebook viewers, King Haku. This is from Chris Mamalanga, a former NFL player himself. And this is what he wrote. I don't know if this is good for you too, but he writes, two of my childhood heroes, Tongan and Talanoa. I don't know if I can get him with
Chris is a good man. I met Chris in actually I met Chris in one of the Super Bowls in Miami. I think it was the 49ers and I think it was Cincinnati, but that's how I met Chris. And then we didn't see each other till he came to Cleveland to play in Cleveland. I was already out of football, but he came to Cleveland and I got to know Chris really well there in Cleveland. Good guy, great guy, man. We used to work out over at a gym, gym Rocky.
Go ahead.
Gym Rocky in Cleveland, in Youngstown. In Youngstown. You remember Rick Summers too?
Yes. Because of you, yes. Yes.
But Chris was there. Chris is a great guy, man. He played for Cleveland. Actually, he lived in Cleveland after football for a couple of years before he moved out here to back home. Yeah, Chris he's funny. But Chris was one of those guys too that actually had a good career in the NFL. I mean, he was undrafted, but he did really well in the NFL.
Yeah.
But it's just like Talanoa, hangepego au he alo atu fe tu o tau mai ha tama ha mo ba tama tonga ko te alo kumi ga alo fe lo aku moia toki whae tau, peke ose tau, pe alo kumios, whasio sio, pe ko whea ke te alo, se hai ki ai mo, io. Ka hanga pe ho lau e tau wheo pe he, hanga o lau, hanga pe ko e ka hamuana, nau tona nau laki hū ki he, ki aka pulu. Nai, tau la hanga na nau laki hū ki aka pulu, pa ko mea mahalo vena tau, Fie hu wai pe mo tau tohe kau aka pulu, ka tau sio wai kau Polynesian he NFL, te ngai whenga ko ia. Aku ango lau ko tau whioi holmo ka haa moa ku, he kau best friend o kuel kau e ka haa moa, tau ve mau ke iki haki i Hawaii. Aku wake fia hange pe ko lau ko mo ofi tau laki ko mo Rocky, Dwayne Johnson. But I fight you feel he been I fight feel for Aki for me again he can get how ta an me ya go so how you have to beg na I fight feel he been I fight feel for Aki time nga u ki ai ba
Koia go Chris William Malo go Chris ke go mana tu mau pe ke foi interview gona na fai go Sky. Ma fu fe lo ki ko mo Chris pongo pito ka te au ka mai Chris tonga na sio e foi video go ya ba pe ko hai se ana go ni le fa tonga mai ka pau la vai le fa tonga e TV ma man ko to ka me ke te la vai ya o fai me da tau pongo pito ka te au kana ilo Chris en he hau goia goi mehemea. Me kori sio hua goi ki NFL. Yeah, go again, become a big fan. It's a good tonga, Chris. O ma whai loa ki mea. Ko ma whai loa ki, o ma ka inga eni, o ma mari ki ongo ka sin. And you ya team, hina team, to mau. Ko ka inga o mau ngai mari. Tawha ko ia ko te ina wapo tau ke te Tim.
My brother, Sonny.
Yeah, Sonny,
Yeah.
Ko family, tupunga i ko whakataha family o ma whailoa ke mo Chris. Chris, you know, whawo wito, whawhia mau pe sio koe ki tamai ki. Hange koe o Chris, pena si au ewa mai ki heni mo no family. O mau te whisho whaki hen, whai mau barbecue, na whailoa ki mo ki whanau. Ia, whawhia o bito.
Ke ngaku.
Malo Chris.
Koe toko taha ni, a taha une mui mui i koe ki e mala i koe ni o e whangatua. Koe tangata koe o Stephen Finau Jr. A kune si iheni mo ki tau tolu. Wa koe ni kune tohi mai an inspiration, a true trailblazer. Kone uhinga ati ki a koe. We would like to welcome Chris Paul, Tari Vaha, Isaac Medina, Chris Paul, Billy Alusa, welcome to the program. Louis Fa of Talanoa, Irene Rhodes, Tony and Tafi Palemani, and also Chris Mamalanga.
Right.
But haha lau ki he tokotaha koe ni King Haku ki Tony Finau Jr. And hoko koe me mipa o e whakatua koe. Une lau, he has high regards about you.
Koe. Go ilo o whaingata ange ngai ahon. O whakatua, ko hi, tau sat waki ko WWE be ahon, ko whawewhia as mai mo AEW. O nau kau mai mo NWA. Ui ki ea hanga aue, ki sita mai koe ni koe o e kahau. Ka koe tamsi a whinau, Ko nau seiva e Facebooka, o ku kore kau mea haki pa o seiva ni ngai wainga mea. Sai au pito. Koe ki ai a mea ia, koe whainga, mo loto ke iai, mo tui ke iai. Ka pau te tui te au, te au ke wainga, o whaia ke o to loto kotoa, koe mea ia o whia mau. But
One life.
keep working, keep hoping, and keep the faith.
Keep the
Yeah.
faith. Yep.
Stephen, if you'd like to join us in this, just press the link and come in. I know you have some things to say about our great hero here. He's a very iconic man, Stephen Finau also writes, King Haku. Haku set the standard for all Tongan wrestlers. His legacy really lives through him down to his sons. Pure greatness in man. Stephen. Carlo,
Thank you. Malo.
I know you have a question for King Haku here.
Malo apito Bill Mawhainga Māori. I think the one question that I'd probably like to ask you, King Haku, is you mentioned about sacrifice and challenges. So just for our audience and those that are our young athletes and the young Tongans that are aspiring to look at different kind of sports and may want to look at wrestling, pro wrestling. What are some of the difficulties and challenges did you meet going up? And, keeping in mind that those that were trailblazers and pioneers back then, their challenges are a lot more different than the challenges for the professional athletes these days. And I think your guys' challenges, without minimizing anyone's challenges, but I think you guys as pioneers, you barely got anything as a professional athlete, and in most cases you didn't get paid at all. But yeah, what are some of the, more importantly, how did you overcome your challenges that you came across?
And this is the answer from the old days, as I said about High Chief Peter Maivia and them. For some reason, we don't think twice. Even to make our family, we never think that, I'll just have one child or two child, right?
Right.
We just have our children, make our family, and move on. Work hard and all this stuff. But I believe also, koe ke ngalo, aapi. Koe ke ngalo tau tupu anga, kia te au. Koe kalu se whai e tau mo ui me mea katoa. Koe uhi, koe tau sio atu ki ho tau masiwa, I api.
Right.
Kia te au, sorry, Carlo, you never forget where you come from.
Challenges for get the whanau with tō tupu. Au peke o whanau ko aku. Tō tupu koe ni, there is sometimes a disconnection between the culture and often our youth, especially those that are living outside of Tonga. So koe toko ni mo vai lelei a pito ke o mai Haku. Ke whanomo ki ai tō tupu. To be proud of their roots, to be proud of where they're from. A niongo koe ki whanua masiva,
Right.
Ka koe ki whanua hau.
Koe, whanua loto lahi,
Yeah.
But I also noticed that your children are pro wrestlers, Goya.
Yes.
Yeah. Did you push them towards it, or did they grow up and just watch you and wanted to be like their dad?
Well, this is the thing. Of course, I knew my education wasn't there. So, e tau whakaukau tui whakatonga, our ideas of, okay, the strength we have as parents, as pioneers, the hardworking and all this stuff. Yes, for our children, they see that. But now, I want them to go to college, have that education, just in case they won't have the mindset, they won't have, the heart of the Tongan heart, just in case. At least they have something to fall back on.
Yeah.
To fall back on.
Just to add on to what he said about, as a man, it's growing up, even for myself, going through football. I mean, I left home to go somewhere else just to further my education and play football. But I think the whole part of being an athlete is knowing where you want to go first. I already had in my mind when I was in Hawaii that I was going to go to the NFL. In my mind, I already told myself that. And when I told myself that, it put me in a level and said, well, what are you going to do to get there? So I used to run home from Kahuku back to Haula, as an 8th grade or 9th grade. I used to run home. I used to go across the street to the sand and run on the sand. This is when, I was 14, 15 years old. And I think that's the whole thing is you got to have pride in yourself and you got to know where you're going. If you're going to make it to the NFL, at least go where, where the talent is going to take you just so far. But for somebody that works harder than the guy that has the talent, is going to make it. Somehow he's going to make it.
Yes. I believe
in your mind. I mean, it's all about your mind game. I think is
mindset.
Yeah.
Mindset.
But I understand also, Carlo, what he's saying is totally different nowadays, and we have to try the best way that we can be for our children. Like the Palangi said, okay, go upstairs. You're gone for tonight or whatever it is. Okay. She's happy. He's happy to go upstairs because she got the phone. She got the TV upstairs. Who we are trying to stop here from all, in that way. And then, of course, Tim, as you know, Bill, Carl, through the children, I got the experience to know what's going on with this big American football, sports, volleyball, how spoiled they are by the school and by, of course, you know what I'm saying, Tim?
Mm-hmm.
Feed them and all that stuff, my goodness.
Yeah.
But, we still, as parents, to have that foundation. Look, this is what's going on here. Because I think we all have a hard time also because of, what's going on today, in the whole world, really.
Great.
Shot ko whanau ena na gai nau mohe ofi. Kasi uhinga, koe kovia tau tō mātua, na gai tau hanga o ako i whakarerei ki nau tō, ke ngai mea koe koe uton ke whai. Koe mone si o ia ke TV, mone mea pe, ko a wen, le lahi si o whaiwa kao boe, ko ke si o whaiwa kao boe pe. Ka o hake, a loto ko ia ke te au ki Hollywood. Te iai ha whaiwa, ngai mea pehe, o te whia, o ike te kau ngai mea pehe, na te misi ki ai. Tau o mai no tau ki whanua, na ki tau iro, i tau au sia, ai matapā ko ia. Enga go pina ngai matapa ke taini. Ta te fito ke mau toko whangatua. Na ike ilo pete mau ogi fe. He ta whako ia. Sai ka waka pulu me na waka mo ngai mepe. Ke whangatua fo te tainimi ko na hange o ai ke hange ke akapulu. Ke na ose na wako I korisi pa to ke o mai o whangatua. Ko hika ngai mea koe no hoko. Na hoko ke whangatua. Ngai whai toko na tapu. Ngau e koe paanga koe ke mauanga o tānaki o hika ka hau. Koe whiki aha mau insiua. Pako ha mea pe. Whawau pite ka whantua ia. I ta whako ia. Koe ke ai hakaha. O e whangatua whakapaanga koe ni hanga retirement me pe.
Wow, that's amazing, yeah?
Yeah. Every
You've got a pretty impressive record for parenting in terms of producing a other professional legacies.
Yeah.
Under you, that's quite a lot. I like a professional parent. Normally, maybe one or two legacies or one that I'll hear for the next generations. But it's pretty impressive.
I could really attest to Tim Manoa here. I grew up with him in Hawaii, and I was an athlete myself, but Tim here it was just like he was just in a different zone. He had the size and everything. For many years, I don't know. I think Tim, it was like every summer, he was brought here to the mainland. I think to Pennsylvania, where he'll come and play baseball or something. But, ever since then, I knew he was going to, first of all, I thought he was going to be a professional baseball player. This guy was a heck of a baseball player, by the way, But, when he made it in the football, I remember watching him coming out of the tunnel from Penn State. I was so proud that, I knew him. I'm telling all my cousins, I grew up with this guy, and they're, yeah, right. But, the thing is, I just knew that Tim had the knack and the energy to go on to the next level. Not only the college, but the pros. But King Haku, I know I read something about Chris Mamalanga, but he also writes, and I would like to read that, please. Excuse me. What I appreciate most about King Haku is he embraced his challenges and climbed the professional ranks while never denying his Tongan culture. Tongan never tried to be someone else but himself. Thank you, Tonga, for showing us, the Tongan Americans, that we could be proud of our Tongan roots and in this foreign land. Thank you, Chris, again for this. But King, Chris Mamalanga.
Yeah, it's true. I'm thankful. Again, it goes back to, a lot of people. It's that tape that, they heard me speak Tongan.
Yeah.
And it's changed a lot of them. I didn't know then, but I know now because you hear from them talking about that. Yes, and you said to Carlo, yes, Gwegingalo at Tubuanga. Gwegingalo Masiva. Gwegingalo for new, but for Gumaha. Young wine is seeing and at Tawaiba. I'm a full supo. Ki baone taha me sipi ke kai e futoko tahaua whakamokopuna. Pako wharea whakata ke pehe. Ka segu pui a wikilani na iki usiom na au ki uta ha taimi. Kana si lama pio whawhanga hono whamiri Mo fa ngai family ko toa mo ilo pe tau no fa tonga. Ne mau no fa taha I ono api. Toki o e piki koriso o ino supo mo ke na us fai pe api.
Wange nye ko angkolo yo.
Ko to pai
Wange nye ko angkolo yo wa ma ki Hawaii u ke hane mala. O wa pe ha tanga tamba ma pu ha u ko tang siana ko e u na hai. But anyways, Hano, tangatan ko Hano si lava mai aha o ki fehu I mai.
Hano, mai da lava.
Hey, Uncle Fefeak.
Sai be.
Trying to catch my breath here. Kaya doki o sene magi faheka magi waka.
Iya, ko be na ga
Sama sino.
You know, I've probably missed a whole hour of the show, so you know, I mean, my question to you, maybe it was asked already, but who was like your biggest influences growing up in sports, or your biggest influence in wrestling? Maybe you've answered it already.
No,
since I've missed the whole hour.
Yeah, a lot of people when I grew up, include your father. Why? Because you know the boxing those days was at the Farfaiwa Otto Sen, the Sen family. They leased my grandfather's land there, and they have the boxing there every Friday. And of course, being kids, we can sit from the top of the roof of the house, but we want to be in there, you know.
Yeah.
So what they did, they let us have those gloves and beat the living out of each other. Whoever win will stay, right? But whoever win or lose, they make us stay and watch the boxing. Yes, your dad was, you know, and that I call now the dojo from Hihifo, you know, the Fui boys, those days. Rugby, you know, of course, Shone Mafi and all of them there, you know. I had an uncle, Marekamu, was, you know, very, you know, Aku Toloa. He was, you know, it was a good winger man there those days, you know. So those are the people that I grew up, and of course, those days, I'm sure if we all have to bring it up, you know, it's so many of them, you know, in that way, especially sports. Let me say that. I like those days, Ketayong. Chicken run.
Yeah.
I know he likes that. Ketayong, ko Pua Furiaki. I met Pua in Tonga, and I told her, you know, how I was, you know, it was both sides there that I admire. Still today, the way I look at sports, I admire those, you know, who work hard and all this stuff, you know. And, you know, of course, in Tonga, those days with, you know, but I remember those names, you know, Ketayong, Pua Furiaki, Santes Latu. Santes Latu was, you know, representative of us in the South Pacific for how long? Eh? Kai pehe na de tupu ki ko sio ki ai, eh? Lau hangi ko tama ko hivo ko siat ko mo to mai ngai me. Ko me dia wa ko mo to ko tupu fa na pehe ko ia na ne ma o record for a while or a long time. I povo.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think the record still stands.
I think it still stands, but you know, for the longest time, we go more. I'm a good member. Oh, the man guitar he got dama, you know, they go to Pofana, to let go. Na fualwa did those days, but go tamaiki time go. Of course, there are like forgo fanong kau fuhu. Going me go high end me lontoni, eh? Ko si mama o na no funusila. Kaya tamay tonga ko ya. Kaya ibitania na na ube. The shirt ke kakay ko ya. Kaya hangi ha fa fi tau tol ko to ko tu ya tau shirt ko ya shirt ke tau tamai ki a ka puru, eh?
Yeah.
Ie tawhaki e ke māmani. Ko teo ke tim ko topi māmani, o ki e ta hatonga
Away.
ia.
Yeah. One line.
Mm.
One line.
I'll beat.
Hey guys, let's go ahead and welcome our new guy here, Steven Finau Jr., the upcoming wrestler himself. Steveni.
Hi, Steveni.
Oh, very.
Hi, Vin.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Steveni. How are you?
Oscar Sondes, Taipei.
If you got any
I saw
questions
that.
for King himself,
You
go
know a
ahead.
little Japanese there? Or did you play for Japan?
I trained with Fali-san in the
Ah,
Fali Dojo.
oh, okay.
Yeah, so I trained with Fali-san a little bit last year.
Oh, okay. And there's another guy there, ladies and gentlemen. Fale, he was playing rugby in Japan and then become a professional wrestler that he is today. And he's still there with my sons over in Japan with all Japan Pro Wrestling. And
Nice.
he has a training place, a dojo in New Zealand. So I'm trying to encourage him also, not just pro wrestlers, but also sumo wrestling. We need to get back also on that part.
Yeah.
Because the Asian was Mongolian are taking over on sumo.
The Mongolian.
Since our Polynesian boys retire, and the Mongolian take over. We need to get back there. So fathers need to bring all those pori from New Zealand.
Yeah, big boys out there.
Right? Yeah, all the best to you, Steve. Right?
Yes, sir. Man, I just want to thank you for everything you did for the, you opened up the gates for, people like me. There's not that many, when they think about, Polynesian wrestlers, they always think about, the Samoans and, the Samoan dynasty. We don't really get that recognition, but when they say that, oh, the Tongans, the first person that comes to picture is you. So, you paved that way for all of us to follow in your steps and really elevate what we are, Tongan. So thank you.
You're welcome. And keep going. Just
much respect
do it.
To you, Steveni.
Yeah.
So Vinny, what's the goal for you with this wrestling?
Man, kind of be like Dwayne Johnson. But yeah, wrestling, I just want to transition, trying to get into the movie industry and stuff. But right now, I'm just 100% focused on being a wrestler.
Okay. All right. Cool.
King Haku, with that, what Tim just asked Stephen here, what's your recommendation with things like that?
Well, the good thing is with Dojo, he's been with Fale.
Right.
He knows how the Japanese train.
Right.
And, I came from Japan with the Japanese training and all this stuff. And, probably that's who I am because of this training.
Right.
So I recommend to work hard. And, as you can see, the market now is pretty face. You know what I'm
Pretty
saying?
face.
Yeah.
It's looking good, eat good, and all that stuff. So,
Yes, sir.
and then from right there, wrestling also nowadays was recommended by the pro wrestling companies for us to the movies and all the commercials and stuff like that. But I believe today that you guys know more with apps and all that stuff that you can go in there You know what I'm saying? Keep knocking at the door. As
Yes, sir.
our Tongan way. You knock and knock and knock, somebody's gonna open it.
Open, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So, that's all
Well,
the
good.
best to you. It's
Yep.
it's all up to you. Just work
Yeah.
hard and knock at those doors because it's much easier today than my days.
Yes,
You know
sir.
what I'm saying, Randy? Yeah. And
Yeah.
Well, you
Yeah,
heard it from
we need-
himself, Benny. Yeah? I think that's the best advice that you can ever get in this field that you're in. And the best of luck to you with your future in this wrestling arenas. Yeah?
yeah.
Yes, sir.
Stay in here and ask whatever you want. But I wanted to recognize Felipe Potuika Tuivai here on Facebook, King Haku. He writes, King Haku is a Tongan wrestling legend. He was the first mainstream superstar of our Polynesian people. I used to stop by 7-Eleven in the morning and read WWF magazine about him before going to middle school back in the early 80s. Great job, Bill, Tim, and Carlo. No fact, eh? But
Felipe.
this is from Felipe himself, writing to you, King Haku. Appreciate that, Phil. And Toa Liwanga Aurika, she writes, whatever you put your mindset to, anything is achievable, and all the best. And that, I think that's to you, Benny. Yeah.
Thank you.
Good. Felipe is, these are the things that, Tim, as you know, these are the things that touch my heart a lot.
Yeah.
Because we work and work and work the best we can, and we never think there are admirers. There are people from your own country,
yes,
with voices.
Yeah.
To let you know, but we don't see each other. We don't, in that way.
Right.
But again, I'm thankful to you guys with things like this. The Tongan Pro Athletes, Tongan Pro Athletes.
Yeah. You're right.
Huh?
I know, you're right about, as athletes, we're so focused on what we're doing. And like you said, there's people out there is watching what we're doing, and
Right.
try to follow what we're doing. But we never hear, like you said, that, that they really admire what we're doing.
Yeah.
Till you meet them or somewhere at a function or anything like that.
Right.
But as athletes, we do appreciate our own people saying something nice about what we're doing.
Right.
Anything that they say about an athlete, it's wonderful because as an athlete that you're Polynesian, you're Tongans, and you want to represent yourself in a way that they are proud of you, actually.
Right.
Because when you're playing as a professional athlete, in the back of your mind, that people are watching you play. And, like what he just said here, and like what you just said, you don't hear people say that to you unless you're in a situation like this that they can, say something nice to you. So, I mean, it's
Very true.
great. Yeah.
And I'm sure there'll be a time, of course, you guys, now that you started this, Bill, Carlo, and Tim, Hanno, there'll be a time. Now, with us wrestlers, we have admirers, promoters, that they bring us old timers and sign autographs and stuff like that. Meet the people, meet the fans, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's so neat, and you guys know me now. I go all from my heart, thanking them for all these years, for buying the tickets, so I can be able to put food on the table for my family. Those are the things that I'm sincere and say to them, to the fans, in that way of, again, appreciate more now.
Yeah.
Because we were go, 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 go. Now you get to meet them and see them, and I'm sure there'll be a time and you all can set that up for for our Tongan people, for our Polynesian people to meet, this, and talk among them, like we do. Churches, churches is, I spoke to a lot of churches. Why can't we do that? I think, I'm sorry, one Tongan church was Methodist in San Francisco. But these are the things also to encourage, that part of our children, I believe, I like, sorry, okay, or anything, hunger mamonga, okay, mamonga, because she no for and go Florida, probably you heard and you know about that. There's Catholic, Mormon, and Malgue, where she and I go out to have a big without me knowing. But I'm so proud of our people here in Florida, our Tongan, our Samoan, our Hawaiian, our Tahitian, our Fijian. We are together in that way. When there is a return for missionary, we're all there to welcome them back. Baptism, we're all there. Wedding, funeral. It's not, we are all Tongan and we are all under Jesus Christ our Lord. You know what I'm saying? In that way. Fai ngā ko toa, si awa, fai whikau me katolika, ma watu, fai fisio whaki mo, fai lotu, ai katolika, ma lotu ko toa ai. Ai mea pehe. Au whawhi fia o bita Florida, ma whakatata. Pe bako tui, ke kaha u, ke mea lere ke ngai sia si. Ke o atu e tamaiki ko ia, Akapuru. Kamana pe me kori si pe ke wike whai. Ke nau kakaha ke stepu. Ke nau wa goi ke NFL o nau fonu i he
information.
I ngai akonaki, fonu i he ngai lerei ko toa ko ia o e tamaiki ne nau ia ki moa. Kage, anga pe foke whakam ki ngai sia si ke nau whai ngai mea ko ia. Angau lau toi whakasāpate mo mea pe he. Hei iu, he anga pe whakaukau.
Koutui ko tau tolu tonga, tau monu ia. I mea wani, tau Talanoa kia, tau Talanoa kia ki Haku, mea he mo ui whakakaristiane. Kui bena tau tupu ko toa hake pe, whether it's in Tonga or here, tau, na tau tupu hake pe o I lo I mea koe lotu. Hane ko lau na matupu hake mo mote ki isiasi waisiriana I Kahuku I Hawaii.
Koe.
Ma na mau whai velenga mea koe lotu. Kakai tui o tua ki tau tolu. Tau hane koe lau koe o West Stigma, ai I he matakari koe ni o murini. O muna pehe koe kakai lotu ka ki tau tolu. Kai oa pete tau ita. E tuku e lotu ea mo hu e ki heke si o tuke tapaki. But I think that's very true. It may be a stigma, but it's a true story. Tau karistiane, pa tau ofa o tua, kai oa pe wei. Anyways, Carlo, I wish you have another question for King Haku here. I know you're anxious to ask him, so go ahead.
Sorry, Carlo. It seems like, but the boss is always the boss.
No,
just
I'm fine. Well, yeah, I'm fine. Just listening, and it's an honor and a privilege. Talanoa koe ki mua. I grew up. As my brothers watched wrestling. My husband is a big wrestling fan, and everyone remembers you. That's as Tiveni. was right. As soon as you talk about Tongan wrestling, you automatically think of King Haku. So,
Thank you.
and I have to admit, you're really, you must have looked after yourself really well when you were younger, because you still look pretty fit. And, you know, we've heard some stories about you, you know, on and off the box in the ring. So you still look like you could wrestle well. Some of
Look
the
is
young
deceiving.
ones. Yeah.
You know how they say that, Carlo, the look, you know, but the feel inside, you know, when you wake up in the morning, I'm sure
Yeah.
Tim,
Yeah.
you know, feel the same thing. It's that part, you know, yeah, you know, there's nothing to, you know, the hurting and everything, again, like we said earlier, it's part of it. So what?
It's a part of it. Yeah.
It's part of it. You know,
Yeah.
we got it done. Take care of the family, take care of the country. You know, hey, I'm happy. I'm so happy that I get to see you guys. Bill, you know, that I always talk to you and your wife. My regard to your wife there, you know, on the Facebook and stuff like that. Tim, it's so good to see you. It's been a while.
Good to see you.
You're
It's been a
still
while.
handsome as ever. You know?
Whatever.
And Carlo, it's a pleasure. And I thank you for, you know, coming in there with that part of the Samoa and all that stuff, because, wow, you know, it's a family. It's Samoa. And Hano, I can't tell you, you know, how much I admire. And look, talk about Bill, talk about fit. Look at Segona there. He still look like he can go back to the ring. Funomano. I'm talking about Funomano. He looks great.
Yeah, he looks good.
Yeah. And you know,
I'm his uncle, so he looks older than me. Yeah.
And then you know, you look at that, and you know, again, look at the David Tua and Funomano Sekona there. You know, my goodness, they both look good. They both, you know, I have to mention, you know, I met Tua there at Dwayne Johnson wedding. We were there.
Oh, wow.
Together, and of course, in and out of Las Vegas with him coming into his fights and stuff like that. You know, that just, you know, love it. I thank God for the life that I lived and all that stuff in and out, you know, with all these guys that, you know, you get to meet NFL players like Tim and Chris Mamalanga, and, you know, and of course the name, you know, it's, you know, it's speak for itself.
Yeah.
You know, Mongaloa, you know, you talk about Manoa, you're talking about Sekona, you know, all those, you know, that I knew it from Tonga. You know, and then when you see it, wow, they still they bring it to America.
Much respect to you, sir.
Yeah,
King Haku. Before we let you go, speaking with Tim earlier. Yeah, I did not know that you took him into training to be a wrestler.
Yes.
I don't know what happened, but I told him, you know, I wish you did, because man, we didn't get enough of him in football. Eh?
WCW, yes.
Yeah. I was
Tim
in Atlanta.
was already spoiled by NFL and college and all this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
He was the pretty guy's athlete.
Yeah, to start again, that's the hard part.
Yeah.
You know, for a pro athlete to start from the bottom again, you know, the training and all that stuff again, you know, and I don't blame Tim. You know, it's you know what I'm saying, Tim.
Yeah,
you know,
it was a hard training. It was hard training. Like you said, you know, I went there, I started from the bottom, which is, I didn't mind starting it from the bottom. But for people to say it was, when I went there, you know the little guy named Sarge, right? Sarge.
Yes.
So he killed us. I mean, the first day we got there, he worked us out that the next day we couldn't even walk. Man.
Sorry, but that's
but they made us go there. It's like, you couldn't quit because if there was like 10 of us there, and the Big Show was there too.
Right.
Big Show. So, but I liked it. But I came home because I had my the birth of my second daughter.
Oh,
and
okay.
I decided to stay home and take care of them.
Yeah. But again, that's a good example there, Tim, right? You can try anything you want, but you already have the foundation back there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You already have NFL.
What was your wrestling name, Tim?
You can retire whenever you want. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's the best part of it, And I'm glad because, pro wrestling, as you just heard from me, there's no insurance, no retirement.
I think Haku is saying you're not tough enough for wrestling, Tim.
Oh, I
Hey,
didn't
that's
say
all
that.
right. It's all right.
No, I mean it in that way. He just being spoiled, and I see that.
Yeah.
Especially one of 3 of my kids went to college, and the 2 boys that went to college, I'm working hard on them, more than the one that went to Air Force and my daughter, So those 2 being spoiled, in that system, college system.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's the hard part for me to, I don't know, Bobby, that, what do you know? We went to college. You didn't.
No, you're right.
But I'm still taking care of them. Okay, go here. Bill, a basketball player, right?
Right.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
I'm the one who give them career. They wanted to be wrestlers. Now they become wrestlers.
Right.
And those are the things that they have to think about. Hey, calm down. But to me, it's kind of hard that on that part. The other 2, they're fine. They're more Tongans. They eat Tongan food. The other 2, they rather have hamburgers and hot dogs instead of manioc.
Speaking of Tongan food, Haku, can you give a little shout out before you go? A little shout out to the villages that you associate with in Tonga that you're from.
Yes, please, thank you.
Yeah, give a little shout out to both your mum and your dad's side of the villages. I'm sure that the kaingas will be happy to hear, and also those from those villages.
Yes.
Well, Carlo, I'm from my dad's side from Koromotua, my mom's side from Korofo'o. And, I love them both because of both the family are great families, but I look at, the things that the women of Tonga, of Koromotua, they just did, with the Tongan stuff that they have, the lalanga and all that stuff that they were showing there, for the people of Koromotua, and it's funny also that I like to bring up, when Pilore would say that to the people of Koromotua, before when her grandmother, Queen Salote, was still alive then, people just walk over, just came out of the fishing with 2, 3 fish, just drop by at the palace. Bring manioke or whatever it is, tamarine or foimango, mangoes or something. It's from their heart. They just come to respect either, and of course they tell, Queen Salote that. But now she said, Koromotua, Kokoro Eiki. The Koromotua people love that, Kokoro Eiki.
Oh, yeah.
And it's true in that way. You know, you don't have to wait just because to bring $1,000 or $2,000 and you'd stop by in the palace. No, bring it from your heart.
Yeah.
Kato maniok for youth, you know, in that way. You know, it touched me. It pray, you know, of all of us, and I'm sure we all appreciate that in that way of, you know, we think that way because we are here in America and Australia and New Zealand and all this stuff. It's just simple. We are the one who make it hard. I believe. Yeah. Kago wo fati ko mo do mo go fo. Malo kalo.
Malo.
Wange be lawa ai late queen Salote si kai ha nai me ko nyu ki lawe me ki ai ki Haku. But it's 9:43 and I know it's 11:43 out there in Florida. So let's go ahead and try to wrap this up. We'll start with you, Carlo and Hano, and then Steveni, Tim. Yeah. Ask one last question and say what you want to say to our honored guest here, King Haku, and then we'll go ahead and shut down for the night. Yeah. But go ahead, Carlo.
I don't want, Malo Abito, I think for me, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for this, you know, privilege to talk to you, King Haku. And thank you for sharing some of your memories and, yeah, ofalahi atu kia koa. And for being so humble and accepting the invitation to come on here. Malo apito.
Malo.
Okay. No questions from me because it's getting late and I know it's almost probably midnight, past midnight your time, but just want to thank you for accepting the invite. Like Carlo said, really enjoy keeping in contact with you. You're a person I idolized growing up as well. But I'd be for Malo, where ofalahi atu kakoi. And
Malo, ofalahi atu
Malo.
When
oh man, it's crazy because I look up to you and I look up to your kids and I look up to pretty much all the Tongans in the wrestling business. So
appreciate it.
I just wanted to say thank you and one day hopefully I get to meet you in person. But I just want you to know that I'm going to be the next one to carry the Tongan flag, you know, make it known in the wrestling world. So I want to say thank you for everything you've done. So Fatu, thank you.
Nice. Yeah, even if I'm Malo.
I have just a couple of things because when I was playing in Cleveland, my nickname was Haku.
Wow.
You know, they never called me Tim. They say, "Hey, Haku," you know, because that's what, you know, you were up there in the wrestling world, and you know, they kind of connect me with you as a Polynesian. But
thank you.
It was just you know, it was nice to see you in the wrestling world, and they had connect me the name with me, the Haku. But you know, and later on we got to meet in Cleveland with Rocky,
with the gang.
with the gang out there when you guys came to wrestle out there in Cleveland. So it was nice to hang out with you then, and even today we created this page just for this reason, is to have our people to bring back some of the athletes that have gone before us,
right,
to take our name, the Tongan name out there, just to have our people to look, to see guys like you, Konomanu, just to have the conversation and for them to hear of what you guys have gone through to get to where you are at, to get to where the top of your game. So, and we appreciate you coming on tonight, man. Well, malo abito pag maulalo ke tau Talanoa ya fini. Tau Talanoa outside tau Talanoa pe tau kata pe tau tangi pe osga eh. But it's a good feeling, eh. Tau fia
Yes,
tau
thank you,
Talanoa.
Jim.
Tau fia Talanoa tau fetio faki ko famalo atu ka koe o. Pag maulalo ke tau Talanoa e po ni. Mahal pe mo kau. Kai kon nau sio mai ke tau Talanoa ka fini nau fia he. Panong ko mai kia koe ho Talanoa au fai ka. Pag mau ofat ka koe e beha time di hau ken ba
Iya, iya.
te tau
Ofat
lagi.
Jim.
Ofat ka koe.
Wow.
Ki ngā aku, tuku aja mai maria ka te koe, ke rea mai ki e taukakai, nau si i a pe o sio mai ka te koe. Ko tui beu nau ke whanonga tia koe.
For fia a bit. Yeah, thank you. Carlo, it's an honor for me. And, you know, I love that. As you know, the whole world right now, you know, we need to admit as men that you women who take care of the family, take care of everything, that we become who we are in front of our family. And I give that to my wife for the help and everything that done, you know. Koe ke tau, e tau mui whakatonga, ko tau tō tangata e mea ko tope. Kai whangaloi, ai whae, se ne tau anga, i e whanau ka me whamiri, whae whatongia, ki e whamiri, whakatau os. Heke, Liami, Hano, Steven, Kamo, Tim, thank you for having me. It's an honor to be with you guys. Hangi ka tau rea whakatonga. Whawhiawhia o piti ka te au. Hangi ko walpe me api ki api. E tau Talanoa, me tau whe ringi aki. Whawhiawhia o pito. Me malo. It's an honor for me to be on your, and I, you know, I'm grateful that you guys start this, and I hope everybody can tune in to what you guys created. You know. So, you know, all the best to you all. And God bless you all and your families, you know, and hopefully we'll see each other again.
Yep.
Here or, you know, in person. All right? Ofala do bidi ka modomo so mo ngai family.
Malo.
Malo. Oku mau koe whamoi more atu na via ngai toonga e polo kalama koe ni ukwai kai whiunga moeanga mu wakai mai. Na koe anga pe e mau ofa ki tau tokoua ko tungane koe ni King Haku. Ko fie tuko na whamalolo to hunga mooni i tangatani. Ko e helo mooni e ni o tonga. Ku kau ai tokatahani he tangatana ni tuku a tonga ki he tupu o e langi. Ko e sorry, I'm lost for words here. I really felt heartfelt King Haku o taho whatawhata tolo I mata I he polo kalaman. Ko hui ko ho ofa ki ho taukakai. Kai kia harea whiunga ia ke whakahaa ki e mahonga ia I ho ofa mo e toto nai ringi I ngai malai na ke aruki ai. Ko hui ko ofa I ho taukakai. Ko ia e o mau whamalo mo maha ofa lahi ka te koe. Steven, the road has been paved. Yeah? This man gave you a great inspiration and advice. It's up to you to take it and take your career to where it can reach. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
We saw this guy. Money wasn't an object. The sport was first to him, and his mission was our king, our late king, King Tupofa, put him and a few others to go on a mission to Japan. Yeah? And from that road, he ended up here in America and broadened the horizon on his career. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
So you have the world to look up to. We're all behind you, brother. Yeah?
Yes.
We're all behind you. You know, it was mind-boggling to me when he mentioned earlier tonight that he felt that our Tongan people wasn't behind him. It's like the Samoan people, our Samoan brothers and sisters were behind him more. Yeah? But King Haku, I want you to know that I have a sister who died a few years ago, Lita. She was the biggest King Haku fan. I mean, she bought tickets whenever you came around, yeah? And she even went to LA and watched you. This is how big of a fan she was. Yeah?
Wow.
She passed away a few years ago, but man, just know that we were all behind you. Yeah? We were all behind you. And man, regardless of what anybody says, we love you. To our fans here on Facebook, Kathleen Manuatu, Irene Rhodes, Willie Katoa, and those of you that I mentioned earlier, yeah? Thank you, and please, our program is brand new. Yeah? It's brand new. As a matter of fact, this is our third program. Next week, we have David Tua. Yeah?
Oh,
you guys might not know, but this guy is part Tongan, and he's very, very proud of his Tongan heritage. Yeah? And he is willing to sit down with us next week. I'm hoping that still goes on, Hano, huh? But anyways, that's our show for next week. Yeah? King Haku, know that we love you, and thank you so much for paving the road for all of our Tongan pro athletes in this world. Yeah? And hopefully you can join us anytime. Like you said, you came from your home to this home. This is your home. Yeah? You're welcome anytime. Just like how Steve Andy popped up tonight, you guys are more than welcome. You guys are iconic figures out here in this world and in our world. Yeah? We love you and God bless. Yeah?
Thank you very much.
Again,
love
Facebook.
you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me just finish with
Go ahead.
hang on, sorry.
Great. The international appeal of the World Wrestling
There you
Federation.
go.
Superstars coming from literally all four corners of the globe. Good example, good case in point. This man from the South Pacific island of Tonga, he is Haku. Tonight, right?
Who was the greatest badass in your opinion?
Haku.
Oh,
For sure. Who would win in a fight? Meng versus Brock Lesnar.
Haku, class man. Toughest man I've ever met in my life. Really a real good heart for people.
King Tonga, to let you know, I'm going to tell you the truth. If you have a chance to go to hell instead, you might as well go to hell because he's unbelievable.
Did you share her a little bit?
Yeah, it would take 10 guys to beat him. He go to you like a dose of his
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. This television. Somebody here for those 4 feet good for that.
Io porque hao fui da lunga koe me te. Malo, malo.
Mate matong, mate matong.
O whātua po tō.
Yeah.